Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid mistakes with articles. So let's take a closer look. Let's look at this word, waste. Is it countable? Do I say a waste? Two wastes? Sometimes it is countable and sometimes it's not. For example, this is yard waste. In this case, it's not countable. There's no article. We do not say a yard waste. It's just yard waste. This is yard waste, and you can recycle yard waste. It's trash or things left over after you work in the yard. It's yard waste. Let's practice. Can you recycle yard waste? That's right, you can recycle yard waste. And this is nuclear waste. You cannot recycle nuclear waste. It's dangerous. Again, with this kind of waste, it's not countable. I don't say a nuclear waste, it's just nuclear waste. Let's practice. Can you recycle nuclear waste? That's right, you cannot recycle nuclear waste. It's dangerous. It's radioactive. Now let's talk about when we use a waste. You can say a waste of time. Example, some people say video games are a waste of time. In this case, it's countable. We use a waste. But it's not really countable because we don't say two wastes or three wastes. We don't really count it, but we use an article in this case. A waste of time. Or I can say a waste of money. Or a waste of space. In these situations, we use the article a waste. What do you think? Do you think video games are a waste of time? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Tell me if you think video games are a waste of time or not. Put it in the comments. Example, he has an old car, so he always has to take the car into the shop and pay to get it fixed. He pays a lot of money to fix his old car. What do you think? Do you think it's a waste of money, fixing an old car? Is that a waste of money? That's right, it's a waste of money. Use the article a. It's a waste of money. He should just buy a new car. He has a big garage. He has a 3-car garage. But he only has one car. I think that's a waste of space. Let's practice. What do you think? He has a 3-car garage, but he only has one car. Is that a waste of space? That's right. It's a waste of space. So remember, when you talk about actual waste, it's not countable. There's no a. Toxic waste, yard waste, there's no a. But when you talk about things that are not used well, then we use the article a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of space. It's a different situation. So the question is, why are articles so important? Because sometimes they can change the meaning of a word. Let's take a closer look. Example, the word mold. If I say this is a mold versus this is mold, they are two completely different ideas. Example, this is mold. If I use mold in a non-countable way with no article, no this is mold, we're talking about a form of fungus. This is mold. But if I say this is a mold and I use the article this is a mold. It's completely different. A mold is used to form objects. This is a mold. Example, this is mold. And it's very difficult to clean mold. It's hard to clean. Let's practice. Is this mold? That's right, this is mold. Is it hard to clean mold? That's right, it's hard to clean mold. And this is a mold. A mold is used to form objects. Let's practice. What is this? Is this a mold? That's right, this is a mold. And what is a mold used for? Is a mold used for forming objects? That's right, a mold is used for forming objects. What about this word, iron? If I say an iron and I use an article, an iron is different from iron. They have different meanings. If I say this is iron, I'm talking about the metal. It's a form of metal. This is iron. It's not countable. There's no article. There's no an. This is iron. But if I say this is an iron, I'm talking about this. This is an iron. This is countable. I have to use the article an. This is an iron. Example, I have an iron. I have an iron to iron clothes. Iron is a verb too. I have an iron to iron my clothes. Let's practice. Do you have an iron? Very good. And do you use an iron to iron clothes? That's right, you use an iron to iron clothes. And this is iron with no article. You're talking about the metal. It's a type of metal. Iron. Example, this is iron. It's a skillet, and the skillet is made of iron. It's not countable. There's no article. Let's practice. Is this iron? That's right. This is iron. It's an iron skillet. Is an iron skillet made of iron? That's right. An iron skillet is made of iron. So remember, articles are very important. It can change the meaning of a word. Examples, this is mold. It's not countable. There's no article. And this is a mold. It's a different thing, and it's countable. We use the article a. This is a mold. And this is an iron. It's countable. We have to use the article an. This is an iron. And this is iron. It's not countable. There's no article. It's a different thing. This is iron. It's a type of metal.
Kevin, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about different bodies of water and how the names of them are different and confusing.
Kevin, let's talk about rivers.
All right, rivers are easy. We need the article the. For example, the Mississippi River is the longest river in the United States. We use the article the Mississippi River. But you don't have to say river. You can just say the Mississippi. And the same is true for oceans. We need the article the Pacific Ocean. You don't have to say ocean. You can say the Pacific. For example, the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean. Remember, pronunciation of the, we say the Atlantic Ocean before a vowel. So you can say the Atlantic Ocean or just the Atlantic. So rivers and oceans are easy.
What about lakes?
Lakes are different, and lakes are crazy. There's no article the. You can say Lake Tahoe or New Melones Lake. Sometimes lake is before the name, and sometimes lake is after the name. It just depends on the lake. Every lake is different. You have to know the lake to know the correct order.
What about Lake Tahoe?
Good example, Lake Tahoe. Lake is first before the name. And remember, no article the. We cannot say the Lake Tahoe. It's just Lake Tahoe. Another example, New Melones Lake. With this lake, lake is after the name. New Melones Lake. You can't say Lake New Melones. You have to use the correct order. So you have to know the lake. And remember, no article the. I cannot say the New Melones Lake. It's just New Melones Lake. These lakes are in California. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.